Let's see where our panelists are at with their top stock picks for the week. Eric, you're in the aerospace and defense sector.
That's right. I'm looking at the iShares Aerospace and Defense ETF, symbol's ITA. This ETF holds about 40 stocks in its basket. It's got a Zacks ETF rank of 1. And the Zacks industry rank for the aerospace and defense sector is actually in the top 14%. So we're seeing some very strong earnings estimate revisions here. And the sector has really taken the talks of defense cuts in stride. A lot of the cuts were focused on personnel cuts and not really some of the big ticket items. So the space has been holding up pretty well. Now, as we've seen over in Europe and a lot of other areas, tensions are kind of ratcheting higher. And I think some of these other countries that are kind of our friends, but have been taking a back seat on defense spending, might want to increase that spending as some of the threats kind of materialize here. It's been outperforming the S&P 500 over the past couple months, and I think this is going to continue over the next couple weeks here, and it could be an interesting pick.
Notice the way he kind of danced around that whole issue there about people are friends. Anyway, David, you are looking at a semiconductor company.
Yeah, NXPI is a ticker, so NXP Semiconductors. And it's funny, I kind of stumbled upon this in looking at mobile payment processing. And I found out they make this chip called the near field chip that you see now like on the Venture card kind of thing, when you get close and hit the little sensor, and then boom, it takes information from your card, but they put it on phones. So it's in some of the Samsung phones. So it's not an iPhone, but in some of the more advanced smartphones, they have it. So it's a momentum play, okay? Being a momentum guy, I found something that's going to be fun. And we're all bullish on the market, so why not look at some of the higher beta names? And that's what you're going to get inside of a semiconductor, or something that's going to hopefully outpace the market when the market continues to do well. So the stock's basically just been on an upwards trajectory since the beginning of time. And earnings keep coming in great. We just broke through kind of $58, touched 60, pulled back just here to 58 again, and it looks like we're just going to keep ratcheting higher. So you could put a stop on the south side of 55 and have it tight and just let it go.
Okay. Tracy, you have a transportation company.
Yes, GATX. I've been covering these a lot lately because this is the rail car sector. This one with the ticker GMT, actually, I always get it confused. I think it should be GATX, but it never is.
It's not, right?
They were founded in Chicago in 1898 because Chicago's kind of a transportation hub. So, it's amazing that all these years later, these kinds of companies are still able to, generate the earnings growth. They're supposed to have a double-digit earnings growth again this year and next year, about 12 to 13%. They pay a 2% dividend yield.
Wow.
Their forward P is about 17. It's a little more expensive than it has been because these stocks have been running a bit because the story's been good. The tank cars and the freight cars have been big business. The tank cars especially because they're moving crude and chemicals through that from the shale regions. But the freight cars are starting to pick up. That's a sign the economy is getting better. So I do like these leasing companies, and this one is Zacks number 1. So
okay,
it's a good story.
Well, thank you all for that. And don't forget, we have other stock picks and stock picking strategies that you can link to right off our homepage, Zacks.com. So check them out if you're not there already watching this video. Meantime, with everyone here, I'm Terry Ruffalo.